Boom. There you go. That is fantastic speed. Of course, that is completely dependent on where the camera is, how close you are, how far away you are. Is always a factor. How much stuff you physically have on screen, because it's a ray tracing engine. That's how it works. The impact there for if you're doing a very, very small ship out in the distance, this is all going to factor in. I'm going to just rotate that key light. We're going to just change the dynamic of the shot now and make this feel a little bit more eerie. Point it kind of upwards at the bottom of the ship from the opposite side. And let's go and render that out really quick. Wow. Boom. Okay, so that's amazing. Let's set this to be like a production render with the render values and settings that we would normally have on the show. That would mean 100% for 1920 by 1080. I'm going to be really unreasonable here, and I'm going to set this to 10 for anti-aliasing, and I'm going to set the motion blur on also for 10. And really quickly, I'm going to set the Pegasus to move in the scene. I'm going to just grab the master null here, just minimize all this so I don't need to be looking at it, and I'm going to move the ship on the z-axis. Okay, so it's over there in the corner now. Alright, and we'll move this animation range to about 200 frames, and we'll scrub to the end here, and we'll take the Pegasus almost to the center of the screen. And I'm also going to add a bit of a rotation on it, tilting towards camera. And I can scrub through this animation. Of course, I'm working with a bounding box threshold limit, but the moment I let my finger off the mouse, it redraws it. Look at that, that's awesome. Okay, we're going to throw some camera animation in here as well. I'm going to just aim that camera a little bit more towards the Pegasus as it comes through. Alright, and we're going to add a little bit of that infamous doco camera work, or documentary camera work. And we'll follow it across. And why not, just for fun, we'll do snap zoom in here. I'm going to open up the graph editor for this. We're going to hit a keyframe for it at the moment, and we'll go down, let's say 10-15 frames, hit another keyframe for it. These ones will be set to linear. Whoops. Linear. We'll take this and we'll give it a value of say 5. Give it a little bit of snap zoom. Let's say 9. That'll be even closer. That's better. Alright, and we'll rotate the camera just slightly there and give it a little bit of a twist. Give it that movement that the show is so famous for. Alright, and we'll follow it back over. Okay, last little keyframe there. And just for fun, let's let this play through in OpenGL, in the animation, and see what we get. Wow, that's great. There's a little snap zoom, has no problems with that. We've got the ship flying through. Alright, that snap zoom isn't all that great, but what we need to do here, just really quickly, is on the snap, give it a little bit of a twist. And we'll just give it another keyframe there. And we'll snap it back like that. So it looks like there's, whoa, there you go. Let's play that back again. This is great. I don't even have to build a preview to do this. I can just, press play, and the sparkle card is handling this quite well. That's awesome. And when I hit pause, it'll redraw the rest of the ship. And let's take a look here. at render times. Wow, that's awesome. So we're rendering in 1920 by 1080. We've got ray trace shadows on. Of course, there's no ray trace reflections or reflection surfaces or anything with refraction or transparency here. We're doing 10 steps of anti-aliasing, and we're doing motion blur here at 10 passes, and it wants just under 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more, depending on where it is in the actual rendering step. It's going through it. If it comes in anywhere under 8 or 10 minutes, I'm very impressed. Again, as I said in previous video, and I'll say again here, when we were working on Battlestar Galactica throughout Season 2 and Season 3, we aimed for all of our frames, no matter what it was, and this has got all the lights, all the different stuff in here that would be in a normal production shot that would normally break out separately into individual frames. Those individual frames with the individual passes, just the key light, just the radiosity faker light that I've got, the engines, all that stuff had to be in and under 20 minutes per frame each. Now, what we're looking at here is all that stuff rendering together in one pass, and the render times are going up a little bit here, but I think we're going to get a speed boost once this continues on. This is fantastic. If it comes in under 20 minutes, that would be acceptable for the series standard. But that's all that stuff in there at once. That was a limit that we placed on ourselves when we were rendering this material out with all the lights and all the engines, all the different interactive lighting split out and then sent through render. So some shots may take hours or days even to render through for 200 frames. I could seriously consider leaving this render on my machine at home for a day and it would be done. This would take, in the past, a significant portion of my render farm to complete. So Lightwave's doing its thing here.